What is going on, agents? Are you looking for an efficient way to farm the Hollywood Global event and for the upcoming ×3 XP event? In this guide, I'm going to show you what I do with my clanmates to farm the XP and those red stars really fast and easy. The proxy with combustor, I'm a turret, and I'm going to showcase 3 fun builds that you could run with all directives unchallenging. I'm going to set my drone to go explode. Why did the True Sons edition for the Hollywood event? Because even they wanted better dialogue than "We are the True Sons." Ha d.a.g joke of the day. What is going on, d.a.gs? How y'all doing today? If you're new to the channel, welcome to d.a.g Gaming. I'm your host Nox, where my favorite thing to do is respawn. First things first, this isn't a build guide, but more so a efficient way to farm guide. I'm going to go through the strategy that I always use, especially during global events or the ×3×5 XP events. And I'm going to show you how I'm able to level up and farm really fast, doing public executions, rescue operations, and then stringing along bounties back to back in the same location. But of course, I'm going to have to show you the builds I'm using, right? And that's when you're in luck, because I'm going to showcase 3 fun builds that I'm using currently. And also with the new changes that are coming with the new season, if you didn't hear, they are planning on getting rid of the whole mule system, meaning you will no longer be able to level up a character, unlock the watch, and have a fresh set of scavenging points. Yeah, that definitely sucks, I know. And that's why it's going to be more important than ever to have efficient strategies for farming in the open world and getting those resources and loots and whatnot. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at the Hollywood event and how to use your red stars. Behind me you can see the hot, where you can interact with the global events and see the timeline as well, and here you could also go to spend your red stars. So let's go ahead and open up the menu, tab over to the event timeline, and here you can see all the different events are coming up. And currently we have the Hollywood Global event, and what you want to do is open it. And on the very bottom, you want to make sure it's activated. So if it's not activated, press the appropriate button to activate it. And on the right, you can see the challenges. And each day for the first 4 days is going to be different challenges. But what I like to do is wait until all of them are open to really focus on them, because a lot of the challenges are going to be repeats. Like the very bottom one, complete a main mission on hard difficulty or above. And you can see that on the second day, it's very similar. First day, you need Rikers. Second day, you need Cleaners. So you could just go to New York all in one day and get those both knocked out at the same time. And then you could hover over the rewards panel, open it up, and you can see the different rewards you get by unlocking red stars. And you can get those red stars by completing those challenges, and you get a red star every time you level up. And you could claim those rewards by holding square. And here you don't have to worry about claiming all these different rewards, because once the event is over, all the rewards are going to go to your mailbox. And back at this menu, you can see there is a button to toggle the details. So let's hit that. And here it's going to kind of go over what the event is and how it actually works. The gist of this event is that the enemies are going to have a force field around them, and they're going to have a golden glow, as you can see in the little picture right there. And while they have that shield, they're going to take reduced damage, so you're going to have to pop that shield to be able to do your normal damage to them. And there is a list of different ways to break that shield, to include explosions, EMP damage, or any type of specialization weapon will cause their shield to burn out and then it will explode. And that explosion is going to do a cool Bollywood effect where they're kind of going to float in the air, and on top of that Bollywood effect, they're going to do damage. So even if you use the EMP jammer pulse, it's going to do damage once you pop that shield. And the most effective way to utilize this mechanic is to try to catch a group, because when you pop one of their shields, they're going to cause a chain explosion to pop all the other shields of the enemies, and each of those explosions is going to do their own damage to all the enemies in the range. So you could actually clear out a whole group of enemies pretty quickly. Now that you got the gist about this event and how to turn it on and all that good stuff, let's talk about the red stars. So you're going to want to open up the menu again, and here you can see how many red stars you currently have. I'm sitting at 79, and you want to make sure you spend all these red stars before the event is over, because you're going to lose them and they will not appear back during the next Hollywood event. So as you level up and complete the challenges for the event, you're going to accumulate a bunch of red stars, and you can use those red stars to purchase a bunch of different caches. The exotic caches are going to have all the exotics that you have currently unlocked in your exotic pool, but you won't get the exotics like the Ouroboros, the Eagle Bearer, the Regulus, or the Revenus. The legacy caches are pretty good caches, because you get access to any of the items that were on the season reward track. In this cache, you can get the DZ exclusive named items like the Matador. You can get the PvP exclusive gear set system corruption out of this cache, a bunch of the exotics that were in the season reward pool track. There's the optimization cache to get those resources right there. Named item caches are going to include all the named items in the game, even the PvP exclusive ones. You got the recalibration cache. You got the gear crafting cache, and then you got the weapon crafting cache. When I first started playing the game, the named item cache and the legacy season cache were my favorite caches to get, just because I had the chance to get the system corruption or those PvP exclusive named items. And now because I have all those items and I can actually craft those items and I have everything that I want, I just mostly buy the exotic caches. Alrighty, let's talk about my 2 cents about the Hollywood event and why I do certain things the way I do them. For the first thing, I'm not very fond of the Hollywood Global event because it does force you to kind of play hybrid builds instead of, just doing a straight DPS or straight skill build. If you're playing solo, you are going to be forced to have a way to pop their shields to be able to do damage to them. And I feel it kind of slows down the gameplay because those Hollywood explosions won't always take out all the enemies, leaving you to have to clean up whatever's left to clean up. But the cool thing about the Hollywood event is that it does work with the specialization weapons, meaning you could play fun builds that use the gear set tip of the spear and making your favorite explosion build even more powerful. You could play Hollywood solo, but I think it's best to play in a group where you can coordinate a strategy where you can have 1 or 2 people who specifically want to pop the Hollywood shields, and then you could have 1 or 2 people on mop-up crew. Having somebody with the pestilence build is going to work really good because the pestilence plague of the outcast is going to be able to mop up all the enemies really well. So pretty much the strategy is going to be you want to pop the Hollywood shield, get everybody low, then have agents dedicated to mopping it up. But if you are playing solo, you're going to want to have a build kind of set up where you can do a lot of damage up front while still being able to deal with enemies that do survive. So the gear sets like Eclipse Protocol really shine with this event. Not to talk about why I plan challenging for these events, especially if you're playing in a 4-man group. Take a look at that chart that I posted on the screen. You can see the health pool of the enemies depending on how many agents you're playing with and what difficulty you're playing on. And on challenging, the health pools are significantly lower than on a heroic, meaning that you could run through more of the open world activities and content a lot faster. And the faster you can run through stuff, the faster you'll level up. And also, if you are playing solo, you're going to have a really hard time dealing with the named enemies and chungas because those explosions are not going to do nearly enough damage to take them out. And if you're running a specialization weapon build, you're going to run out of the special ammo before you're able to actually kill them. So if you're having a hard time against named enemies and chungas, just try to stick to stuff like the public executions, territory controls, stuff like that, because those type of open world activities are set up optimally for the Hollywood event. Usually when you start them, the enemies are going to be all grouped up. So once you do pop their shields, they're all going to chain explode, killing each other. Then you might have like the elites or maybe the purples left to deal with. And you also don't have to worry about running out of specialization ammo or grenades during this event, because each time you pop a shield, that special ammo or that grenade that you use is going to drop at your feet, instantly going into your inventory. Quick note, if you want to set up your world the way I have mine set up, I'm going to have a link posted in the bio and in the pinned comment. And the gist of it is that I started a new character of level 1, that way all my side missions would be open. And when I leveled up to level 40, I didn't do any of the side missions. Normally bounties will go to a random side mission location, and because in my world the side missions are still open, the bounties are going to be forced to go to one particular spot each and every single time, meaning that I could stack a bunch of bounties from doing the public executions and then run the bounties all back to back to back. And also I didn't finish New York by killing Keener, and because of that I'm getting double XP on headshot kills. I'm getting multi-kill XP for each enemy even if I only kill one, and the survivor bonus and the team survival bonus procs more often. Alrighty DAGs, let's get to the farming portion. So what you're going to want to do if you're playing solo or with a team is going to want to do as many of the public executions as you can, specifically in downtown West and the West End. And you can see that both of these zones are heavily populated with a bunch of activities. So you could just go ahead and kind of run through everything in a circle. And you can see that on challenging with all directives, you're getting 422,000 experience for a public execution, 463,000 for a alert 3 control point. But if the alert level of the control point goes to 4, you're gonna get like 620,000 experience. Territory controls are giving you 240,000 experience. Propaganda broadcasts are giving you almost 400,000 experience. And I like doing downtown West because the public executions are fairly close to fast travel points. And if you like playing against hyenas, downtown East is a really good spot to farm as well because there's a lot of activities always and they're all really close together. And next to downtown East, you have the Judiciary Square where there's a bunch of activities right here too. Alrighty, let's go do a public execution and get a bounty and do a bunch of bounties back to back. And because we're playing with Pistolero, you want to make sure you take out some enemies with your pistol when they are low. That way you'll have some ammo in your primary and secondary to deal with the chungas and heavies. I mean named enemies. Oop, I don't got any ammo right now, so let me hit this guy. Pull out my pistol. Definitely starts a little slow because I don't have any specialization ammo. But once you get some, it's going to be really fast. Here we go. You can shoot their weak points to cause the explosions as well. Give them a little love tap. Love tap for you too. Oh, love tap for you too. All right, let's talk to the hostage and get our bounty. And if you don't have any special ammo, another way you could get special ammo is by tossing a grenade. And once the grenade goes off and you kill them, you're going to get a bunch of special ammo. And then you could just go ahead and mop up the rest. Oh, I guess I got nobody to mop up. Now that we got that public execution and we have a bounty, this is the spot that I like to go farm at. All you have to do is stand along this wall right here. And the enemies are only going to come out of 2 doors. They're going to come out of that door right there. And then this door right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stand against this wall right here. And because I have the world set up the way it is, I can actually go to West End and start a bounty from here. And it's actually going to go to downtown West. As you can see. And the reason why this works standing right here is if you look, you can see the highlighted area. This is the actual bounty zone. And I'm right outside of it. Go ahead and let's pop them. There's one hiding here. Get him. Next wave, give them a love tap. Next wave, another love tap. Ooh, another wave, more love taps. And this is where it's going to get a little rough with the chongas. That's why you want to have the foam. Pop their shield, whip out the pistol, or whip out your primary or secondary if you have the ammo. Take out the shield to do even more damage. This is why I was saying that the specialization builds aren't the greatest for doing the named enemies, chongas. And here I got the combo of a named enemy and a chonga. Well, she's about to die. I need my pistols. And that's why you kill them with the pistol, because they'll drop ammo. And the bounty is complete. So just run back over here. Open up the menu. Tab over to bounties. It looks like all these all have chongas. So let's go ahead and do this one on heroic so you can see how it is on heroic. Flamethrower. Pop them. Next wave. If you could catch them all grouped up like this, it's not going to be as bad. Just be careful not to get shot because they definitely hurt. Oh, I got an exotic. Are they coming out over here? No problem. Ooh, hello, Mojo. Whip out the pistol when they're low. That way you could get some ammo. Damn, dude. What the hell's blowing up on me? Kept getting hit by random stuff. There you are. Trying to be sneaky. And this is why I said just to play on challenging, especially if you're going to use a build like this. While it does hit hard and clear out the normal ads fast, you're going to struggle with the named enemies and chongas. But I got ammo now, so I can actually just use my normal guns. Pop his shield when it comes up. He's low. kill him with the pistol. Get some ammo. Let's go kill the last guy hiding over here. Ooh, I gotta kill him quick. He got a sniper turret. And that's about it. I got 660,000 experience for doing a heroic one. Challenging gives you almost 500,000. Heroic 660,000 experience. So if you're playing in a group and you could just chain a bunch of heroic bounties back to back, you could definitely get a bunch of levels really quick. Plus they do drop a bunch of resources and loot, higher chance for named items. Named enemies also have a better chance to drop exotics, with the chameleon being the one that likes to drop the most during the bounties. Speaking of the devil, let's see if the chameleon actually dropped. Oh no, Ridgeway's Pride. Nice. I'll take it. So this is the build that you just saw me using. I have the firewall specialization. For the primary, secondary, and sidearm, it won't really matter. I'm using the blue screen though for the extra status effects. And I have the grudge right here to give myself and my team some critical hit chance and damage. It won't show you in your stats screen, but the specializations do benefit from critical hit chance and damage. And I like the TDI card custom because it gives you the +1 skill tier. If you're not playing with the scavenge skill directive and you pull out the TDI card, it's actually going to give you a free foam shot. I have the Vile Mask that helped me clean up the enemies with its Talon Toxic Delivery. I have the Eclipse backpack because you unlock the Talon Symptom Aggravator, which gives you 30% amplified damage to enemies affected with status effects. This will definitely help with your damage when you foam an enemy or light them on fire with the flamethrower. Then for the gloves, I have another Eclipse. Same with the knee pads and the holster. And for the chest piece, I have one China Light to give me that 50% explosion damage to help with the vial. And I also have it with the Talon Glass Cannon to help me do more damage. For the first skill, I'm rocking the Striker Shield, which is going to give me a nice little damage bonus per enemy in front of me. And because I have a bunch of skills and blue cores, it's actually going to be a skill tier 6 shield. For the second skill, I have the foam to help me lock down those named enemies and chungas. Plus you can foam a group of enemies and it's going to trigger the Vile Mask. And when you pop their shield and they all die, that ensnare is going to go to the enemies that survived, keeping them in place, making it easier to kill them. This loadout works the best if you are playing solo. You can change all the blue cores to red cores if you want, but honestly because I'm playing on challenging, I didn't need those red cores. I just have a little bit more survivability, allowing me to run around the map more freely without worrying about dying thanks to Glass Cannon. This loadout right here is what I run when I am playing in a group, and I'm going to be focusing on going more DPS oriented while providing myself and my team a oh crap moment with the tardigrade. Starting off, we're going to be using the flamethrower from the firewall specialization. Primary, secondary, sidearm don't matter, so use what you like. For the mask, I got Eclipse Protocol. Same thing with the backpack, the gloves as well, and the holster. The knee pads can be whatever you like, but I went with the Palisade Steelworks to keep me alive. And for the armor pieces, is literally the only time I ever use it is during the Hollywood Global event. And the reason is because of its talent, Ebulate Nano Plating. And this talent works really well when you're constantly using your specialization weapon. So pretty much whenever yours or any of your allies' armors break, they get 80% of your armor as bonus armor for 10 seconds. And normally it has a cooldown of 45 seconds, but killing an enemy with your specialization weapon removes this cooldown for all allies. And yourself and your allies all have their own cooldown of 45 seconds, but you can just delete the whole cooldown by just killing an enemy with a flamethrower. For the skills, I'm using the shield again, and for the second skill, I'm using the riot foam again for the same strategy, using it in the beginning of a counter to lock down the enemies from spreading out, or I'll use it to stop a named enemy or a chonka from moving around, allowing myself and my teammates to take them out. And because I have the Eclipse Protocol, every time an enemy dies under the status effect, it's going to spread around. And you can see that I went with all reds except for the tardigrade, which is going to have to be a blue, but you can change out a bunch of these reds for blues if you want more survivability. And also with this loadout, you could actually play in heroic really well in a group. But let's run my fun loadout now. Alrighty, let's start a bounty here. Mr. Oak. Did you notice how I didn't really have to do anything right there? So to get this combo to work, what you have to do is when you throw out your turret, pull out your drone at the same time. You can see that the explosions transfer to my drone. And what you have to do now is pick up the turret, collect the scavenging points, and then toss out the turret again in front of this door right here. And now it's going to also start exploding again. Now that I got the turret working and the drone exploding, let's go and start the next bounty. Pull out my grenade launcher. Let's do a heroic bounty. Why not? You can actually let your drone get the first explosion if you want. There it goes. Oh, turret got them. And honestly, you don't even have to do anything. Like, just except for like the stragglers that make it out, you could take them out. But for the most part, that turret right there is going to take care of the first wave. Every 5 seconds is going to explode, and it's also going to shock every 8 seconds. Like, just watch this. Shock them, blew them up. Now the turret and the drone are going to take care of whoever's left. Pull out your guns to take care of them as well, help them out. Add your capacitor to help your turrets do more damage, your drone do more damage. This is heroic too, by the way. Like, I'm putting like no effort. Now they got a changa. Take care of the changa. Ooh. Give them a little pop right there. You know what? This guy's trying to roll up on me. Grenade launcher. Grenade launcher. Changa. Grenade launcher. Pull this out. Boom. Dead. And that's it. Bounty's over. I didn't even have to literally get out of cover that whole time. But set it up again. Break down your turret. Pick up enough scavenging points to be able to start off the combo again. You're going to toss out your turret. Make sure it goes far enough where you can pull out your drone at the same time. Drone's out. Wait for the first explosion to go off. Now it's going to transfer it to the drone. Pick up another scavenging point. Put your turret over here again. Pull out your grenade launcher. Come over here again. Easy peasy. Ooh, yeah, they were surrounding me. Oh, she almost got me. Pull out your capacitor, start building up your capacitor stacks. It's just like that. The turret's taking care of them for me. Drone's going to put the work in too. That's it. That was our heroic bounty again. Done really easy. I'm going to set up the combo again. Pick up enough scavenging points. Alrighty. Toss out your turret. Take out the drone. Wait for the explosion. Pick it up. Pick another scavenging point off. Toss your turret over here again. And go start a bounty. Make sure you pull out your grenade launcher for this part, because they're going to spawn in front of you. Now let's do Black Tusk. See how it does with the dogs and robotics. I'll see if the drone can kill them all. See, the drone's not as ooh, they actually killed my drone. Well, no problem. I still have the turret here. Oh, one's hiding. Here you go, buddy. That one's dead. Take out the scavenger. That one's dead. They're all dead. Okay. The explosions from Hollywood actually got rid of the dog for me. Oh, there goes the freaking turret again, doing its job. Or have your pistol out, that way when they die, some of the ammo drops. But look at them go down. Definitely not the quickest, but it's pretty fun. And you can just be safe back here. So you don't need the strongest build to actually have this happen, which is what's really good about this loadout. You're just going to rely on your drone and your turret to do all the damage for you. And just like that, I was able to do was that like 3 or 4 bounties back to back really fast without really struggling. You could actually do this a lot faster. I was purposely slowing down, that way you can see how this combo works, and you can see that the drone exploding actually does trigger Hollywood and all that. And you can see that the turret was actually, you know, triggering Hollywood as well with its explosions. And the shock from the turret was helping keep all the enemies grouped up. That way for the next explosion, they would all end up killing each other. And as long as you stay like around here, the enemies are going to, for the most part, keep coming out of this door. That's why you could just leave the turret right over here. And here's the loadout for the build you just saw me running. I'm running the demolitionist specialization to give me access to the grenade launcher. I have the capacitor, which is going to actually boost the damage of my skills right here. And then the damage to armor and damage to target out of cover is going to help with the explosions. Secondary, sidearm don't matter, use whatever you want. For the mask, I have one China Light for the 15% explosion damage. For the backpack, I have the name Proxy, which is going to give you the talent Perfectly Tempered Proof, making your turret into a shocking monster. And every 8 seconds, it's going to put out a pulse, which is going to work really well because the enemies are all going to come out of the same spot each and every single time, hopefully. For the gloves, these are really hard to find, but I have one Grupo double crit. For the knee pads, I have Fox's Prayers, but you don't actually have to run these if you don't want. The damage to target out of cover is not going to help your drone or your turret at all, but it is going to boost the damage that your explosions do. For the holster, I have my second piece of Grupo, unlocking that 20% explosion damage. And finally, for the chest piece, I have the named Combustor. And you're going to need this talent for this combo to work the way you see it. So pretty much every time you throw out your turret, it's going to explode every 5 seconds. You can also transfer the explosion to your drone like you saw me doing. But just keep in mind, you're going to have to pick up the turret again and rethrow it that way that it will explode alongside of your drone. And the damage is going to scale off of your concussion grenade depending on how many skill tiers you have. And hence is why I have a 6 skill tier loadout. For the skills, I have the striker drone and the assault turret. Not only do these 2 skills unlock the combustor little gimmick that I have and the proxy, they're actually going to help a lot with cleaning up the enemies that don't actually die from the Hollywood explosion, allowing you to safely sit behind cover and, you know, shooting your gun every so often or whatnot, shooting your grenade launcher as well. And you're definitely going to want to have 6 skill tiers, that way your skills have the most health and won't die super quick. And if you don't have the 2 Grupos and the Fox's Prayers, you can actually run whatever you want. You just put on some stuff that's going to help with the skill duration or give skill health, skill efficiency, whatever you want. Or you can even put stuff that adds more weapon damage. Just tweak the build however you want. If you don't want to run the proxy, you can run the Memento backpack. It's going to work really well for this loadout. And you can even run the Ninja Bike backpack if you only have like 1 Grupo and you do want to run 2 Grupos. You could also run a 3rd piece of the Palisade Steelwork, allowing you to have like an additional red core or blue core if you want. And like I said, just tweak the build however you want. I'm just showing you how this gimmick works during Hollywood. Alrighty, DAGs, that's about it for my Hollywood guide, where your biggest role is still that guy who keeps dying when they're reloading. If this guide was helpful, make sure to give it a like and comment below what you thought. And if you're subscribed to the channel, thank you for subscribing. And if you're not yet subscribed, please take a second to subscribe. That way you can stay up to date to all my upcoming videos. And I want to say thank you to you and the community for supporting my small channel. You guys are awesome. That's all for now, DAGs. Keep chasing that red carpet fantasy. Just remember, your best take is still the respawn screen. You already see some crazy shit running this on Legendary. Look at my build. I got the combustor with proxy. We're gonna see how bad I do. It's either gonna be really bad or really bad. Bruh, I didn't get 101 kills. I didn't feel like I was killing nobody. 21-21's the time. We could have done it faster, but it took forever for people to join, so I was playing solo in the beginning.